Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And please watch out for the robots pretending to be me in the comment section. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Kind of weird, not a lot of price news actually going on despite our market looking completely insane at the moment. Cardano is one of the very few coins right now that continues to move upward in price. There's a lot of really interesting things happening right now in the market. Bitcoin's dominance over the entirety of the market is at a 35-month low. 35 months. That is an enormous, you can't understand. So Bitcoin, for those of you who do not know, is the market. I know a lot of people don't care for that idea or statement, but that's exactly what it is. If Bitcoin began to tumble by 38% right now, the entire other altcoins would drop by around 55%. If Bitcoin dropped by 90% in value, the entire altcoin market would be wiped out, flushed away. Bitcoin is the market. What we have seen before historically is that as Bitcoin's dominance rapidly drops, this usually indicates that altcoins are going to take the spotlight, if you will, but it hasn't been this drastic in a very long time. The adoption rate of Bitcoin has been absolutely staggering. We've gone over the news many times before. Basically, every single day, there's either a new company, a new institution, a new dentist office. It's always something every single day buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. But alas, Bitcoin's price has fallen by, $14,000 over the last couple of weeks. No one's really sure why. I've been discussing this with all my friends. We're trying to figure out if it's simply whale selling, consolidation, if it's being pushed down, manipulated, if someone's buying over the counter. We've gone through about 15 different scenarios in our group chats. However, the entire world seems to be perplexed. But to be completely fair, before, we have been in situations where Bitcoin dropped down to 3,000 and people were like, woe is us. And then lo and behold, we shot up to $64,000. So I still think it's something, just behind the scenes where people are trying to make sure that they accumulate, maybe in silence. Maybe the space got a bit too loud. And when everyone knows about Bitcoin, or when everyone is clamoring for Bitcoin, it takes away the Bitcoin from the richest people who are trying to buy it. Who knows? Just a lot of speculation. But Cardano has been doing extremely well. We are very close to a number of upgrades. The entire Dogecoin thing that was happening a couple of days ago, I think there was a big some type of a push happening online where people were basically saying, hey, if you have a problem, Elon, if you have a problem with Bitcoin, try Cardano, because it seems like could potentially Elon Musk is trying to move towards a proof of stake coin, as they use less electricity. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say, but that's kind of the price news right now. Cardano's back in the top 4. Bitcoin's dominance is rapidly decreasing. You see a lot of other altcoins doing exceedingly well. If this continues, we are going to have a very crazy alt season, which is going to be great for, a lot of other people in the market. But anyway, that's the price news, if you will. There was only one article about it. It's kind of weird. No one else was really talking about this, which I find kind of fascinating because, the market's kind of all over the place. Anyway, that's the price news. And let's move on. So this has also been happening as well. A lot of people have been coming out recently championing. They've been talking about how much better their blockchain that they prefer is over the other blockchains. Every single major name has come out. People are talking about XRP is better, Cardano's better, Ethereum's better. And recently, Charles Hoskinson explains to Mark Cuban the advantages of Cardano over Ethereum. It's basically that the slow and steady approach that Cardano has taken is basically the way to go. And Charles Hoskinson and many other people in the Cardano community, the fact that Cardano is now number 4, it only takes a really good push to get it into the top 3. I think number 3 is Binance Coin. If Cardano does ever get to the number 3 coin, expect a lot of upward momentum in the price, because at that point it'll be an indicator that Cardano is definitely able to hit number 2. Ethereum is number 2. If Cardano ever pushes Ethereum out of the number 2 spot, boy howdy. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot. Everyone, since the entire Elon Musk thing, which we're also not going to get into too heavily, which is also the actual next story. But there's just so much to unpack there with the entire Elon Musk thing. So moving on, just so we can get through it, because it has to be kind of spoken about, if you will. So for those of you, little update, to all the actual things that have been going on. Elon Musk said he loves Bitcoin. Tesla begins accepting Bitcoin. Fast forward, Tesla says, no, we don't want to allow Bitcoin as a form of payment anymore because of the energy consumption. Also really funny is that people have actually been going through the numbers, and apparently no one purchased anything from Tesla with Bitcoin. And that's kind of not even tinfoil hat. People assume that maybe Tesla got a bit upset and it was kind of pie or mud in their face or whatever, because we allow it, therefore we expect someone to, do it, but no one actually did it. So now they're like, well, fine, we just won't offer it as a payment option. But I mentioned before, not that I expect that people from Tesla are listening to my videos. Nobody wants to sell their Bitcoin except for the brand new people in the market who panic sell. But if we all assume that Bitcoin will continue to become worth a lot more in the future, why would I want to buy a car with it when you've seen the articles before? This person bought this amount of so-and-so, and now that money would be worth $14 billion. Nobody wants to be that person. Nobody wants to buy I assume Teslas are 6 figures. I don't know. I don't care about Teslas at all. Who wants to spend 6 figures for a car, or high 5 figures, and then 4 years later be like, oh, that money was worth 15 million, but it's okay. I got a Tesla. It's fine. So anyway, after that happened, there's a lot of speculation that Elon Musk would potentially start using Dogecoin as a form of payment for Tesla, which I think would be the dumbest thing in the entire world, because Dogecoin has popularity, but there are very few people who actually have tons of money who would be able to even think of buying anything Tesla-like with their Dogecoin. The news after that, following all the stuff, is that apparently Elon Musk had been working, or had sent a message to Dogecoin developers to work with them. Cool. A day later, this news happened. This is why it's a bit of news I missed. It says Dogecoin developers and Elon Musk have been working together since 2019. Now, that hit me really hard, because I saw that and I was like, well, that means that this was all coordinated. Just explicitly in every single kind of way. If we got news at the beginning of 2021 that Tesla would be accepting Bitcoin, cool, got it. And then the momentum changed to Elon Musk tweeting about Dogecoin, and Dogecoin's price completely going up, almost seemingly random. If we had any type of indication that Elon Musk has been planning this for the last 2 years, well, then that's not going to sit right with a lot of people who are like, wait. So all the movements and all the, the switches back and forth between the tweets was basically planned to kind of bring up the price of Dogecoin. So now here's where, I'm certain that we're actually in the twilight zone at this point. I wish that was a joke. I'm not laughing. No, this is all really weird, because we got news that they've been working together since 2019. Now, wait, here we go, because this is where it gets kind of weird. The Dogecoin developers responded, say that they have never been in contact with Elon Musk. Dogecoin lead developer Bruce Fenton says Elon has not contacted the Dogecoin team. What? What is happening? What is a lot of people I've seen on Twitter especially are, and even many other articles are now discussing what's going on. What is all of this? What is, it appears that Elon Musk is trying to, I guess, see his market power, or, I like Bitcoin. I hate Bitcoin. I love Dogecoin. Why do you like Dogecoin? It's a meme coin. Well, I think it's money for the people. The Dogecoin inflation rate is 6 billion coins a year. And then on top of that, he says that he's been working with the developers, and the developers go, we've never heard from this man. So, yeah, that's all the Dogecoin news, I think, for at least this part of the video. Very weird. I don't think anyone actually knows what's happening anymore. It's a little creepy, if you want my honest opinion, just because what's happening? What's going on? The amount of influence that this man has over the entire cryptocurrency market. We heard that hundreds of banks in the US in about 5 weeks are going to have access to cryptocurrencies explicitly. They'll be able to buy up as much as they possibly want. Bitcoin's price went up by 4%. Elon Musk's tweets were stopping the use of Bitcoin because of energy concerns. Bitcoin drops by 10%, and then come to find out no one actually bought a Tesla in the first place with their Bitcoin. So, a lot going on. And without further ado, let's move on. I mean, actual Twilight Zone. I have no idea what's going on. Next up, MicroStrategy has announced that they have purchased another $15 million worth of Bitcoin. This appears to have happened the day before prices actually fell. I would love, not even a fly on the wall. I usually say I would love to be a fly on the wall. No, I want to sit in one of those chairs. I want to sit there and listen to what these men are definitely discussing amongst themselves of purchasing any amount of Bitcoin, and Elon Musk tweets something and brings the price of Bitcoin down, meaning, if they had waited a good 24 hours, they would have been able to purchase at a lower price point. But this is getting, first of all, cool that they bought more Bitcoin. For those of you who do not know, MicroStrategy is one of the largest holders of Bitcoin on the planet. But the movements in the market are definitely questionable at the moment. So now at the moment, MicroStrategy has 91,850 Bitcoin. That's a lot. That's a lot of Bitcoin. I know that they're going to continue buying more. They said that they were going to continue buying more in general. So yeah, that's the MicroStrategy news, because, they keep buying. And let's move on. On top of that, we don't have to spend too much time on this one. It says millions of viewers will see a Bitcoin car compete for first place in this year's Indianapolis 500. Indy car series team Ed Carpenter Racing, or ECR, has announced that it will enter the number 21 Bitcoin Chevrolet, a black and orange range car adorned thoroughly with the Bitcoin logo, in the upcoming Indianapolis 500 to be held on the 30th of May. It will be driven by 2020 NTT IndyCar Series Rookie of the Year, Rinus VK. And they're also apparently working with the Lightning Network or something like that. And yeah, it has a QR code on it. Amazing. Of the money raised from the QR code, 70% will go directly to developers contributing to Bitcoin's projects, like the Human Rights Foundation, and the other 30% will go to ECR to cover race costs and towards charitable causes in Indianapolis. Wonderful. This happens quite often. I think maybe because I was kind of into racing as a kid, but maybe I just didn't understand the size of the market at some point back then. But allegedly, this is quite big, so millions of people will be able to see this, and they'll go, oh boy, I should have been buying Bitcoin the whole time. This happened years ago with Dogecoin, and here we are now, so I guess it does something. Kind of looks like a Batmobile. No, it doesn't. No. Anyway, so that's the Bitcoin Indianapolis 500. If you like cars, then you'll be watching this. All right, let's move on. Next up, Samsung is connecting its smartphone cryptocurrency wallet to ledger storage devices, adding to a string of recent crypto-centric news to come out of the South Korea-based technology giant. For those of you who don't know, it was Samsung and Oh gosh, what was the other one? Some other phone company had announced years ago that they were going to be making their own cryptocurrency wallets inside of their phones. Samsung, I think, was the most popular. I think the first blockchain phone that they created was like $9,000. No, I think it was like $1,200, and I was like, no, I'm not spending that much on a new phone that's going to be updated the next year. Announced on Wednesday, the Samsung blockchain wallet that comes with Galaxy smartphones will support Ledger Nano hardware storage devices designed specifically for the safekeeping of cryptocurrencies. So apparently they support Bitcoin, Ether, ERC20 tokens, and there's like 1,000 of them. Tron and Tron's ERC20. What? It's called Ethereum has ERC20 and Tron has TRC20. You know, copycats. So I assume they have hundreds of coins that are going to be a part of this. The news is that they've partnered with Ledger. That's kind of the news. So, yeah, fun, amazing technology, and there's a person's hands, you know, connecting them together because, you know, we're in the future. Cool. Awesome. Let's move on. Next up, and there was no way for me to get away from this news. I tried desperately, but it would not leave me alone. A Goldman Sachs executive has reportedly resigned from the investment bank after he made a fortune investing in Dogecoin. The meme cryptocurrency is touted as a growing number of celebrities keep talking about it to no end. Aziz Mahan? Aziz, a managing director at Goldman Sachs in the UK, has resigned from the investment bank. Goldman Sachs confirmed his departure to Business Insider, but did not provide a reason. However, Financial Careers, what? Is that a website? Is that a misspelling? Financial Careers reported that the executive's departure followed him making millions of dollars investing in Dogecoin, noting that he may be starting a hedge fund. How much money did he make? You don't just quit your job and then just start a hedge fund. Anyway, so the news is, and this has been, I mean, everywhere. Like, everyone keeps talking about this. It's always these situations like X person made a huge amount of money from X coin, but it's always just one person. Like, this isn't like, there weren't thousands of people on the same exact day who decided to quit their jobs and also, you know, make a gigantic hedge fund. It's always one really big story that kind of gets touted as like the news of the, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's always like, oh, that person became a billionaire. You could too, but I'm pretty sure this person had been dumping tons of money into it for a very long time. You know how much you need to make a hedge fund? Anyway, so this person got super lucky. Congratulations to them. I hope they live their best life on a beach or somewhere in Maui. Anyway, yeah. Guy got really rich, quit his job. I guess that's kind of the goal for everyone. But he did it with Dogecoin. All right, let's move on. Next up, sure, why not? A specialty tea product retailer based in China called Urban Tea has introduced crypto payments in its stores and restaurants on 2 continents. Starting from this week, customers will be able to buy tea and food using crypto. Yay! The publicly traded tea company runs a number of tea stores in China. It operates a chain of restaurants in the US. A press release details that both of them will accept cryptocurrencies. They will accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. You know, there are other, okay. What I find the most fascinating is, now give me your opinion because I would actually love it. We've seen that there are many other coins. There are actually many other coins that I think have a higher value proposition than Doge. Once again, if you haven't seen my other videos, yes, I do think that Doge will continue to be around for a number of years. But I always find it kind of weird because this happens quite often. Like, a new company will announce, or a company will announce, hey, we are now accepting cryptocurrencies. We're going to be accepting Bitcoin, and then they go like Litecoin, Lumens, and Tron, and it's like, okay, you know, there are other cryptocurrencies besides that. And another one goes, hey, we're going to be accepting Bitcoin and also Matic and Pancake. And it's like, why not just the top? Okay, so the news is, if you guys want your tea, I only drink tea. For those of you who did not know that, people have been asking before how much coffee I drink before a video. I actually can't drink coffee because it makes me too hyper. Surprise! So I only drink water and tea, and I guess that's, I'm up on life, if if one can say that. And there's tons of natural energy. Anyway, that's the tea for Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Doge. Shrug. And let's move on. Next up, here's a really interesting one. Tron now has over $30 billion worth of Tether on their network. 30 billion, not 30 million, not 300 million, $30 billion. That is huge. A tweet by Justin Sun said yesterday, it's now the largest Tether supply managed by any particular blockchain. He said to himself, congrats on the TRC20 USDT reaching the milestone of $30 billion. My gosh. As the best performing stablecoin with immediate transactions and free handling fees on Tron. The figure came months after Tether on Tron surpassed the stablecoin supply on Ethereum. Just, this is why I keep saying Ethereum has to get it together. The primary issuer of Tether for a large part of its existence has been the Ethereum network. However, slow speeds, 15 transactions per second, and high fees, an average of $20, sometimes hitting $200. What? Has led to traders and users moving to other blockchains. Ethereum, you got to get it together. You gotta do something, because we got the upgrades that are coming in a couple of weeks. I think it's going to bring Ethereum's price to new heights. Ethereum would be well over $35,000 if we had as many transactions per second as XRP or Tron or many other blockchains. There would be no one to even try to do what Ethereum is doing. But alas, yeah. So the news also is, first of all, this is an enormous amount of money to be on any particular blockchain, which is absolutely cool. There's now Tether on Tron, Algorand, Bcash, EOS, Ethereum, Liquid Network, Omni, Solana, and Tron. I think I already said that one, which is incredible. I had my speculation as to why this was actually taking place, but that's something for another conversation. We actually have actual news as to what Tether has. The entire idea being, without having to go too long into this, is that nobody knew exactly how much money Tether actually had to be able to create Tether, kind of thing. So they announced that they have 65% from an unspecified commercial paper. I assume that's different types of cash that they're holding, while the remaining comes from fiduciary deposits at 24%, cash 3.8%, reserve repo notes at 3%, and treasury bills at 2.94%. So, yeah, this was quite big news. Everyone was quite happy to have this news from Tether, that it is backed by something directly from them. Sure, why not? The news to me was that there's $30 billion worth of Tether on Tron. If Tether's going to be around forever, I assume that means Tron has a pretty good spot at being able to remain around as well. But, I don't like Tron. Anyway, that's the Tron Tether news. And let's move on. Now, I think this might be one of the dumbest things I've ever read in my entire life. I actually thought about making it its own video, but for the sake of me not wanting to rant, I think this might actually be the dumbest thing I've ever. I've been in crypto for years. I've seen some stupid stuff. Like this, to me, if you want to put it in the same wavelength, I'll put this on the same exact mantle as people thinking that BitConnect is legit. Like the same exact height. Dapper Labs, the developer of NBA Top Shot, is being sued for allegedly selling non-fungible tokens as unregistered securities. NBA Top Shot is a blockchain. For those of you who don't know, basically the NBA created their own NFTs. They took very specific moments in basketball history with someone shooting a shot or dribbling and someone fell sideways or whatever the case might be, and they made them into NFTs, and you can buy them in like digital card packs, and people were buying them and they love them. Cool, amazing. The allegations are based on lead plaintiff Gian Friel's personal knowledge, according to documents filed on Wednesday in the Supreme Court of New York. The documents claim that NBA Top Shot moments are securities because their value increases with the success of the project. The plaintiff says Dapper should therefore be registered with the US SEC, which Dapper Labs has allegedly failed to do. Now, I'm going to tell you something. By this logic, nearly everything on this planet is a security and should be registered with some type of an SEC. Have you seen before, you must have seen this, you must have heard about this, where people are, you can actually grade anything. You can grade the actual current like state of an object, you know, how pristine it is. You can grade video games, you can grade comics, you can grade a whole bunch of things. People are grading old Pokemon games because of the success of Pokemon. So they have the original, you know, red, blue, green, yellow, gold, silver in these cases, and they have a grade of 9.5. It's because of the success of Pokemon and the franchise that these graded games now, they're worth thousands of dollars. Does that mean that because of the actual success of Pokemon, that these video games are also securities? Should Pokemon have to then sign up with the SEC? People buy comic books. For those of you who don't know, I love comic books. I'm actually an obsessive comic book collector. I only go for keys, so like the really big issues. First Miles Morales, first Kamala Khan, like all these kind of things. I go for the really big, especially like all the brand new names. Comic book prices increase quite dramatically. For instance, here we go. For those of you who don't know, there's a new Spider-Man. His name is Miles Morales. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. He's quite popular. His first appearance was, I believe, in 2014. The comic book at that time cost, I believe, $1.99, $2.49, $2.50. Doesn't really matter. Around $3 per the actual issue. If you grade that comic right now, and it's at a very high grade, you're netting yourself a couple $1,000s. Why? Because of the actual success of Marvel. When I read this, I wanted to believe so much that it was an actual joke. I really, really wanted to. Because of the success of the project, this is now a security? No. I need people. I need it. I need people to stop being so greedy that they think that things like this are okay and that they can try to, you know how many other people have probably purchased these things because they love basketball. And I mean, absolutely love it. If this is a security, every single other NFT should also have to, it's nonsense. It's absolute, complete and utter nonsense. There was another one like this last week, and I didn't bring the news because I rolled my eyes at it. There was some other NFT platform, whatever. Some other artist was trying to sell them, and somebody was like, well, these are securities. For those of you who do not know, the idea is that 100 years ago, an actual 100, not a fake 100 years ago, 100 years ago, there was a situation where basically, long story short, somebody was trying to sell something. I think it was like fruits or peaches, something on a field. And the SEC deemed, or rather at this point, it was deemed that when you buy something with an expectation of profit, therefore it's a security. It's the dumbest thing in the entire world. It's another company who was trying to figure out how to make themselves relevant. They became the SEC. And this is why we have all these problems right now within the cryptocurrency space, because they are able to then say, well, you don't have enough nodes, you don't have enough this, you don't have enough so-and-so, and therefore, you've been working for 5 years, and therefore, you have to register with us. And because you did not register with us, now you have to pay a $50 million fee. It's the dumbest thing on the planet. It only makes sense to them, and they're ruining a lot of things on the planet, but alas, that's just how the world works, because everyone has to follow the United States. The value of these things increases because of collectability. not because of the direct success. The NBA has been quite successful for a very long time. Please tell me exactly why basketball cards are not securities, but these digital images are. Because, you know, people have also been buying like rookie cards of Michael Jordan and all these other people because of the success of the NBA and the success of these actual people. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't really understand why. And I was going to say, I don't understand why people, here I was trying not to rant. I was going to say, I don't understand why people do this, but it's just greed. But it's terrible because you ruin the entire space for everyone, every single person. This ripples through the entire community. And then we all in some way get smacked by the SEC because of situations like this. For those of you who do not know about this, I'm here to fill you in. In 2018, the first big lawsuit against Ripple occurred. Someone came forward and said that XRP was a security, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? He said, yes, it's a security because I lost money. He said that Ripple was running a never-ending ICO, which was also a complete lie because it was never an ICO, which also I find funny as well, because if we had never had the term ICO during 2017, I wonder what the actual lawsuit would have had to grab on. You grabbed onto a very popular term in 2018 that everyone else knew, and they're running a never-ending ICO. But here's the really crazy part. The person who was actually doing the lawsuit, or who came forward, his name is Ryan Coffey. Coffey, who is the lead plaintiff named in the suit, claims that, now here we go. Who is the lead plaintiff named in the suit, claims to have purchased 650 XRP, not 6,500, not 65,000 XRP, not 650,000 XRP. He had 650 XRP on the 6th of January 2018, when the token was valued at $2.60. He then sold off his entire stake on the 18th of January, trading it for 1,105 Tether, a separate token pegged to the US dollar, with a net loss of $551. He put a class action lawsuit against Ripple because he lost $551. I had friends who lost around $350,000 as the price of XRP went down. Not one of them sat there and went, oh, should I sue Ripple for this? When you get into anything that has to deal with money, whether you want to admit this or not, you are expecting to make a profit. When you buy a house, you're not buying it, oh, please, I hope the value of this house goes down. You expect a profit. If you are buying a video game and you plan on keeping it wrapped up and graded, or a comic book, or a trading card, or an NFT, you are expecting to make a profit. It goes across the entire thing. That does not make these things securities, and it does not mean that you should be suing a company because you lost $500. So anyway, the news is, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and they ruin it for everyone. They ruin the entire space. If you now hear my words. If you ever believe that something that you may purchase may drop in value, or that you yourself may be purchasing an unregistered security, simply don't do it. Close the website and walk away. That's how adults work. If you feel at any point something that you purchase may not be worth it to you in the future, or even if you do, understand that as an adult, you may lose money. You've seen cryptocurrency prices fluctuating. Same exact thing with the NFT market. That's how markets react, especially when they're new markets. If you can't take losing your money, leave the market. Don't start a lawsuit and say, well, security, it's a security, because the sad part is 4 years ago, 90% of you had no idea what a security is. Anyway, I don't even like basketball that much. Just explicitly. It's just based off of principle. Like, what is wrong? What's why? Why are you doing this? Because there's so many other. I told myself, I was like, dude, you're not going to rant. You're going to go over it, say it's a shame, and continue on. $551. Class action lawsuit. Never ending ICO. That's what makes the SEC lawsuit against Ripple even more stupid. Because it took them 3 years after this lawsuit to go, oh, wait, is XRP a security? Oh, man, gotta have lawsuit. No. If the SEC had any indication that this was actually XRP a security, they would have never been allowed to do anything in 2017 as the price of XRP went from half a cent to $3.60. Anyway, our market is so immature, and this is why it took me, like a good while to understand why anyone would even be hesitant to even think about entering this market. It's because of stupid stuff like this. When you buy Apple stock and the stock goes down by 8%, do you sue Apple? When you buy a house and after 10 years the area is not so pleasant anymore, do you dig through your paperwork and sue the real estate agent who sold it to you? Yeah, I know. Yeah. And to finish things off, Spain's market regulator has announced that it will allow firms operating funds to make crypto investments, but only under certain conditions. Per that website, the National Securities Market Commission, known as the CNMV, has published a set of new guidelines for institutional investors. The guidelines show that the CNMV is now happy to allow investment fund operators, collective investment institutions, and variable capital collective investment programs, investment companies, that's a long sentence, to invest in crypto assets. However, the regulator specified a number of provisions. Firstly, funds will only be allowed to offer crypto products in cases where market prices are determined from purchases and sales operations carried out. First of all, your economy is terrible. You have one of the worst economies on the planet. I find it so weird where it takes years for these countries to have any type of regulations, and when they do, they make it so prohibitive. There's also something around here as well that if you want to have some type of a fund, you have to do some other stuff, and you got to make sure that you do the Macarena, and you have to jump over something, you have to lay down in the sand and make a sand angel. It's all these really crazy things if you want to have this actual fund. The way that it's going to work is that anyone who even thought of doing business in Spain, as they are in the EU, is simply just going to go to another country. It's as simple as that. Like, next to you, almost engulfed by your country, is Portugal. Portugal has 0% crypto taxes. Why would I even think of doing anything in your borders? I saw this and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, people in Spain will finally get a, but it's, and even then, it's only for institutions. It's only for the richest of the richest of the richest of the rich. Anyway, so good luck. I'm excited for the next 10 years, just across the board. The cryptocurrency market going up, investing, seeing where all this craziness actually ends up going. But please help the countries who just don't understand how to do things. I really just want to understand completely, because we saw this before. You might not remember. Remember the event that took place in 2016 where one country was like, hey, we're going to exit. You might have not seen the news around that time. I paid hyper attention to it. A lot of companies packed up their bags, because that's what, people put it into a suitcase. They got into a plane or a train or a bus or a ferry, and they moved to Portugal, and they moved to Paris, and they moved to Frankfurt. A lot of them also moved to Denmark. Anyway, That's the Spain news. Yeah. You know, it's always great when logic enters the... Like, what do you think you're doing? Like, what do you think? Do you think by putting more restrictions on people, they're going to go, man, I love this country. All the restrictions we have, we can't do this. We can't do that. Bro, I tried to put money into a fund and they told me no. I got to move to that country. What's your tax rate? 49%. Sign me up. Your economy's terrible. You should be opening the floodgates for any type of money that would be willing to enter that country right now. Anyway, that's that news. At the moment, the cryptocurrency market looks insane. It needs help. XRP is up by 17%. Not really sure why. Dogecoin is up by 2%. Cardano is up by 8%. All these fluctuations. Bitcoin is desperately trying to bring down the market in any sort of way that it can. We're back above 49,000, which is great. We hit 47,000 before. Let's just go back to 60 because, you know, there's nothing really stopping us from, you know, getting there. Everything else is like red, green, if you will. Lumens is up. Lumens only goes up when XRP goes up. I don't understand it. I really would love to explicitly understand exactly what the motive is. I'll show you like the next, every single time that we have a video, this has happened about 15 other times before, but I'll show you just in case, for the next times. Every time that XRP goes up, Lumens also goes up. Not really sure why. Solana's up by 14%. VeChain Thor is up by 7%. EOS is up by 4%. Theta is up by 4%. Matic is up by 5%. Tron is up by 6%. That's actually warranted because, you know, they have a lot of stuff actually happening on their platform. Neo's up by 2%. Shiba Inu's down by 9%. I was going to make a joke. I was going to make a buy the dip joke, but no. Luna's up by 4%. IOTA's up by... Okay. IOTA's up by roughly 12%. Good for IOTA. Pancakes are up by 4%. Avalanche is up by 6%. Algorand is up by 7%. And Leo Eunice is up by 12%. The market doesn't make any sense. Just explicitly across the board. Nothing here is right at the moment. Hopefully in the next couple of days we get there. Maybe people are just waiting for like the something to happen and then this upgrade is going to be taking place and then people go, oh, I should be buying some as well. But no, the market doesn't really make a lot of sense right now. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed in some sort of way from my ranting. I told myself, I was like, dude, you're not going to rant. I promise you. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.